People were asked to rank their biggest fears. Death made the list, spiders made the list, losing someone you love made the list, and public speaking beat all of them. Not a stadium, not a TED Talk, a classroom. 20 kids who've known you since 2nd grade. Yup, those people. And every year, a teacher looks out a room of completely terrified students and says 5 words. Everyone will present next Friday. This didn't come from nowhere. Someone invented the school presentation. Someone looked at children and decided they needed this. The ancient Greeks took public speaking seriously. They called it rhetoric. It was literally a life skill. Aristotle wrote an entire book on how to do it. Cicero built his entire career on it. These men moved armies with words. That was the original standard. Fast forward 2,500 years. We took all of that ancient world-shaping craft, and we turned it into a 9-year-old, 3 slides about dolphins in front of 20 other 9-year-olds who are probably not even listening because they are rehearsing their own dolphin slides. To be clear, the intent is actually good. Studies do show that people who learn to communicate early end up with better jobs, more confidence, stronger relationships. Public speaking is a real life skill. The problem is the method. There's a difference between teaching someone to speak up and putting a 10-year-old on a stage to slowly come apart in front of their classmates. Those are 2 different things. When your name gets called, your body does something specific. It's called the fight or flight response. This system evolved over hundreds of thousands of years. Its job is to keep you alive when something wants to kill you. The problem is, your brain cannot tell the difference between a lion and a teacher holding a clipboard. So the survival system fires. Your adrenal glands dump cortisol and adrenaline into your blood. Heart rate spikes, sometimes doubles. Blood gets pulled away from your digestive system and rerouted into your muscles. That is why you feel nauseous before you present. Your body is literally trying to prepare you to run away. Your mouth goes dry because saliva production drops. Your voice shakens because the muscles in your larynx are tense. Your hands go cold because blood is moving to your core. And then your brain, your own brain, which you've been trusting your whole life, does the one thing you cannot afford right now. It goes completely empty. Psychologists call this cognitive interference. The anxiety itself is taking up space in your working memory. The bandwidth that was holding your 3rd slide is now being used to process 30 faces. You had the information. You studied. It's just temporarily inaccessible because evolution decided this is a survival situation. You didn't blank because you were stupid, you blanked because you're a mammal. Now, every class that gets assigned presentations develops the same ecosystem. The same types appear every single time. Type 1, the pioneer. This person raises their hand on day 1 before anyone else processes what happened. Nobody knows if they are confident or just done with the waiting. Either way, they present Monday, and they spend the rest of the week in a state of complete peace while everyone else suffers. Going first is objectively the correct move, but nobody does it. Type 2, the fax machine. This person has written every single word on note cards. They get up there and they read it. They don't look up, not once. They transmit information from paper to air in a steady, metronomic pace, like a printer that learned to stand upright. And they get a B, and they're completely fine with that. Type 3, the over-preparer. 47 slides, an animated intro, and a handout that nobody asked for. This person rehearsed 11 times, they timed themselves, and they even went 3 minutes over the time limit. They got a B+, and they'll think about that B+ for the next 4 years. Type 4, the anomaly. This guy's insane, bro. He has no notes, no slides, no visible preparation. They just start talking, and words come out in an order that makes sense. They tell a story. The class laughs once, and they get an A. The science does not support this outcome. It happens every single time. And you have the final type, you. You prepared enough. You practiced once in front of the mirror, probably got distracted by your own face, and stopped. You have 3 slides, very simple: title, middle, conclusion. that says in conclusion, and you get up there, it'll be all fine, and you'll remember it not being fine, because your brain will erase that memory to make room for the anxiety of the next one. Here is something that will either comfort you or make you feel slightly foolish, probably both. In the year 2000, 3 psychologists ran an experiment. They put students in an embarrassing t-shirt and sent them into a room of strangers. Then they asked, how many people in that room do you think noticed your shirt? The students guessed about 50%, but the real number was closer to 20%. Half the room they thought was watching them wasn't even looking. They called it the spotlight effect. We walk around feeling like there's a spotlight on us all times. When you forgot your place, when your voice cracks, when you say 6 times in one sentence, you feel it as this enormous witness disaster. But the reality? The kid in the third row was thinking about what happened last Tuesday. The one by the window is rehearsing their own presentation. The one who looks like they're paying close attention is not. Your disaster, such as it is happening mostly in private. We are all the main character of our own story and a background extra on everyone else's. The presentation itself is not the worst part, not the preparation, not even the blank moment when your brain empties. The worst part is the waiting. The buildup is worse than the event. Your body rehearses the fear over and over in the days before. You experience the presentation dozens of times before it happens. Each imagined version worse than the last. Actual presentation may last 5 minutes, but the waiting lasts 5 days. And here's the social layer that makes it worse. When you're watching other people present, you're not even watching them, you're not absorbing anything they're saying. You're doing one thing, calculating your position in the lineup. Are you before the lunch or after the lunch time? Before the kid who's also unprepared? Can you go last? You consider going last because you'll have more time to prepare. But going last is worse. You have more time to imagine it going wrong. The teacher always says to go last so you can learn from others. What you actually do when you watch your classmates is count their mistakes and wonder if you'll make the same ones. And then your name gets called. Something happens right there. It's not calm. It's not more fear. It's just kind of, oh, the waiting is over. The thing is happening. And as your legs carry you to the front of the room with basically no input from your conscious brain, the anxiety peaks. And then it starts to fall, because now you have something to do. Before you were waiting, now you're executing. Your brain, which was a swirling catastrophe of worst case scenarios, now has a task. Slide 1, speak. Slide 2, speak. Don't look at that one kid that has no expression. Speak. Now, the hands. This is a real thing performers call the spare limb problem. When your hands aren't holding something, your brain notices them as if for the first time. Like, what are we supposed to do with these hands? What do I normally do with these? Like, option A, grip the podium. Option B, hands in pockets. Nah, that looks like bus stop energy. Option C, clasped in front. Nah, I look like I'm praying. Option D, gesture to the slide. Yup, that is what we should do. And then it ends. You walk back, you sit down, and the relief is physical, like setting down something you forgot you were carrying. Okay, school presentations are in many ways a poor method of teaching public speaking. You take students with no training and you put them in a high-stakes social situation. You evaluate them. That's like teaching someone to swim by throwing them in the deep and grading their form. Some people come out fine, some people just come out scared of the water. But here is what they do teach. Just not always what they intend to. Every time you walk up there and survive, your nervous system updates its data. It says, this didn't kill me. That's it. That's the mechanism. Psychologists call this exposure. It's the same thing used to treat phobias. You don't stop being afraid. You accumulate evidence that the fear was bigger than the danger. There's a Japanese philosophy in martial arts called shu-ha-ri. Shu means follow the rules. Copy what you're shown. Don't improvise yet. Ha means begin to break the rules. Adapt, adjust, make it yours. Ri means transcend. The technique is now part of you. You don't think about it anymore. The awkward, rigid, terrifying school presentations, that's Shu. You're not supposed to be good at it. You're supposed to be doing it. The doing is the point. The people who get genuinely good at speaking publicly did not find a way to feel less afraid first. They found a way to go anyway. That's the whole thing. Fear doesn't go first. You go first. And then the fear adjusts. Anyway, a few days pass. New class, new week, life is fine. You survived. You actually done this before. And for a moment, one quiet moment, you feel okay. And then the teacher opens their mouth. Alright everyone, next Friday, everyone will be giving a presentation. The cortisol rises, your hands have a problem again, and you think, I don't know how to do this. But you've done it before. You just don't remember it going fine. Because your brain deleted that to make room for this. I don't know if that's the most depressing thing or the most reassuring. I genuinely can't tell. Just go first next time.